Now, this doesn't really reflect great on me, the story I'm about to tell. We took an 8th grade field trip to Washington, D.C., our nation's capital.
Friend of the show.
Fine, our great nation.
Yeah, great nation.
One of the, probably, I would say, the greatest nation in the world.
I would say pretty good.
Washington, D.C.
It would be nice to make it great again, though.
Well, it's coming, my friend. You can count you bet your ass it's coming. We went 8th grade field trip to Washington, D.C. Spent about probably 4 or 5 days there.
Wow.
And we went to Arlington National Cemetery. Right. And the teachers, they made a big deal. They go, this is a sacred place.
This is Arlington.
This is a sacred place, a somber place.
Somber?
No joking, no horsing around, which is the worst thing you could
worst thing you could tell somebody. An 8th grader.
Yeah. So me and my friend Zach, we're like standing...
Pretending to take a dump on George Washington's fucking grave. Yeah, it's the best time of your life, probably.
We're standing across from each other by the tomb of the unknown soldier.
What the fuck is that? What is that from, a Captain America movie? Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. You don't
know the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
No, I guess
I'm sort of a patriot.
I've never been to Arlington National Cemetery.
Oh, you're really missing out.
I've never been to D.C.
Really?
I've got to go.
Oh, really?
But anyway, so tell us. So
we just make eye contact with each other, and we just fucking burst out laughing.
There's nothing better. Yeah. The hardest I've ever laughed was in 8th grade, trying not to laugh. Yeah. In any circumstances. So who's the unknown soldier? I guess we don't know.
They don't know. They don't know, and there's no way of knowing.
Aren't there a lot of unknown soldiers? Like
That's
Civil War?
That's really what it is. It's not just one guy in there.
Oh, it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. But they have a guy who's... It's really serious. They have a guy in there marching around with a gun. And
that's serious.
It's very, very serious. And
they just keep telling you that.
They go, guys.
If you were to laugh, I mean, it would be one of the most inappropriate things you could possibly
you would go straight to hell.
H-double hockey sticks.
You'd sign your one-way ticket right to hell if you laugh at this. So
no return flight.
You're stuck there forever.
One-way ticket. That's what I meant by that.
So anyway, if you ever get a chance to our chamber pots out there, if you ever get a chance to go to the Arlington National Cemetery, go. It's very interesting. And
try not to burst out laughing when you look at it, I guess.
Don't go in 8th grade. I wouldn't recommend it during 8th grade.
Now, did you see the statue of Lincoln in the chair?
Yep. Saw the statue of Lincoln in the chair.
Is it pretty big?
Oh, it's huge. The biggest statue I've ever seen.
Amazing. Wow. Now, is it true that he has a top hat, or is he not when he's there?
I don't think he has a top hat in this.
This is weird because he doesn't have a top hat there, and then Mount Rushmore, no top hat. And I'm going...
I think the top hat, you know what I think?
A lot of extra stone.
It's a lot of extra stone, and it's hard to sculpt.
Hard to sculpt? You think a face would be harder than a top hat? Top hat's like just a cylinder.
Well, you start with the face... And then you got, fuck, I didn't leave room for the top hat.
No, maybe they sculpt it separately and they put on, but then because it's stone, the hair's not soft, so it just kind of sits on top awkwardly.
It looks dumb.
And they go, oh, that's stupid.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, and then of course they have to make a giant stone sculpture of the Gettysburg Address to put inside of the hat to then put on.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this, my friends and I bought top hats.
Oh,
from a general store.
They weren't selling them at the Lincoln Memorial.
They didn't have a stand.
They didn't have a guy like
they didn't
top hats.
Lincoln didn't have a merch stand. But
I wouldn't be surprised in this country. If you could buy a top hat.
That's true. Yeah,
top hat and a fake beard.
Yeah. When I first moved to New York, you're familiar with St. Patrick's Cathedral?
Oh yeah, sure.
They have a gift shop.
I know, it's crazy. You have to they're like charging admission to go in there. It's a fucking complete racket. It's like, I thought this was a church.
Yeah.
It's like $140 to see a sermon. Or you could go to our gift shop.
But we bought top hats. Oh, we walked around. We thought it was the funniest thing.
Now, Lincoln's the only president with a goatee, right? Has there been anybody else? I believe Bill Clinton had a goatee for his first term. But I don't think his official portrait had the goatee.
Well, I mean, Grant, I believe he had a beard. Now, not necessarily a goatee.
Grant had a full beard, But, well, maybe some of those other guys back in the 18th, they had weird hair. They had like mutton chops and fucking sideburns and crazy mustaches.
Martin Van Buren.
Martin Van Buren.
He had mutton chops.
Yeah, those one-termers.
Yeah. I would say bring back the facial hair. We need a guy with a beard, a fucking guy who doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, we haven't had a guy with a beard who gave no fucks in a long time.
No.
All these
That's our problem.
All we have is these company men with shaved faces.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
We're weak.
We're weak. Yeah. Well, God help us. At least
that's
we haven't
why
had
this country's going down the drain.
At least we haven't had a fucking woman yet. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just a little joke. Now, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, I'll explain.
The podcast.
This is Echo Chamber with Joe and Trent, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. Now, Joey, would you like to give us a little rundown of our stories today?
Absolutely, Trent. Well, we were going to hear a few stories, the first of which is from the Wall Street Journal. We were going to learn about DINKS.
DINKS?
Do you know who DINKS are? DINK?
I believe it's a term, a pickleball term.
No, not. I believe that was coined by the great Chris Barnes for the show. Welcome anytime. No, but DINK, dual income, no kids.
Whoa, us. That's kind of like us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think these guys, these couples are making a bit more income and doing a lot cooler things.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to hear about how awesome their lives are.
Wow, all right.
And some people are fucking fed up and tired of.
They don't like it. They're jealous.
They go, shut up your ass.
Yeah.
So.
Well, teach their own.
To each their own.
I say do whatever you want. Now, Joe, do you remember?
You've always said that.
You know me. I've always said that. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, just leave me out of it.
Yeah, I'm laissez-faire. Now, Joe, do you remember Microsoft's Clippy?
Oh, who could forget Clippy? Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Welcome anytime. He's making a comeback.
He fucked my wife, though.
Well,
he's making a comeback.
He's making a comeback, yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, you know who may or may not be making a comeback? That is the Princess of Wales.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yeah, so we're going to hear about a doctored photo that they put out. First of all, no one's seen her in months.
Yeah.
She got an abdomen surgery, which
Yeah.
I don't know what that means or why you do that. But they go, we're not showing her until at least after Easter. She's a mess. And then they go, everyone's like, she all right? And they put out some fake photo.
Yeah, doctored photo. I heard
yeah.
about this. And the excuse is hilarious of why it's doctored. But we'll get into that. Now, Joe... Maybe we need these people that are making dual income, no kids. They seem to be making a lot of money. Maybe we should look into buying a vending machine. Making some passive income.
The one thing the podcast is missing is a vending machine.
Well, a lot of people are buying vending machines trying to make a few extra coin.
Oh, to put them somewhere else. Yeah, I was thinking we'd put one here.
That would
way
be fun.
We could
too.
get snacks.
Yeah, we have our friends over. We make them pay for Funyuns.
Imagine right over there. We could have a nice vending machine. Restock it.
Yeah.
We'd trade off who gets the quarters each month.
That's a great idea.
When they were all quarters. Now you have these bullshit credit card ones.
I don't like that.
Go get quarters.
Nah, I agree.
Well, but we're kind of Luddites, so. And then lastly, well, not lastly, you got one more, I think.
Yeah, one more.
We're also going to hear about some strife happening in marriages, all due to the American Airlines Advantage Rewards Program. They're pitting men and women against each other. They're ripping the country apart.
Really?
Oh, people are.
Wow.
Well, I mean, a lot of dinks are. It's trouble in paradise, Trent.
Jeez.
With their loyalty points.
Nobody can get along. It's all we're divided.
Now when we have these airlines ripping us apart and throwing us out of the planes, the evac door blowing off.
Wow. Well, finally, Joe, in our final story, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix, streaming live.
Oh my God!
At a date that I don't remember right now, but we'll cover it.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we've got a lot of exciting stories here.
Would you like to start us off?
What a nice little... I'm excited for these ones.
Oh, it seems like fun stories.
With Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Well, to kick us off, Trent, this is from the Wall Street Journal.
Sure.
Headline, the couples who are now embracing the DINK label. Dual income, no kids. Is all over and the lexicon has grown. Some prefer Dino.
Dino.
Yeah.
What's that stand for? Dual income, no offspring.
Yeah.
Ah.
And they go, we prefer offspring. As you might surmise, these people might be a little insufferable.
They prefer offspring. Well, you got to keep them separated.
That's right.
For an offspring song.
Offspring song. Yeah.
For the show, welcome anytime.
For the show.
The band Offspring.
The band Offspring. And all of its various members. Well, Natalie and Keldon Fisher have no debt other than the mortgage from their Seattle condo, where they live with their Pomeranian, Noble.
Yeah, they always have a Pomeranian.
I guess that's a bit of an offspring, huh? They each have six-figure salaries and hefty savings accounts.
Oh.
Last year, they traveled nearly every month, including to Italy, Mexico, Thailand, and Finland. Quote, I really enjoyed being a dink.
Jesus Christ.
Says Keldon.
Keldon.
Bullshit name.
Yeah, that's a name for, what a name for a dink. Keldon.
I'm Keldon and I'm a dink.
You didn't have to tell me.
I just got back from Finland.
Shove up
You don't hear a lot of people talking about going to Finland.
No, I don't even know it's there. It sounds cold. But, you can afford to travel all over the world.
And you can afford a jacket.
You can afford the fucking jacket. Yeah. Said Keldon, a 30-year-old software engineer. Bullshit job. DINK, of course, stands for dual income, no kids. It isn't new slang, but suddenly vocal dinks are everywhere. And more couples like the Fishers not only embrace the label, but boldly let their dink flags fly. Imagine letting your dink flag fly. Quote, being dinks mean we just have a lot of freedom, time, and money, says Natalie Fisher, who's not annoying at all. A 25-year-old full-time content creator. Talk about bullshit job. The pinnacle of bullshit job.
That's his wife?
Yeah.
5 years younger.
6 figures content creator. Yeah. Wow. She's open to having children, but is first focused on building a net worth of $1 million by the age of 30.
$1 million.
Quote, I know that once I have a kid, I will have to assume a lot of the caregiving responsibility and work less. Did they have AI write that? Well, the lexicon is ballooned to include dinkwads.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, well, it's a dink with a dog, of course. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
With a dog.
Oh my God. Yeah. This is pissing me off.
Sinks. Single income, no kids.
Oh.
It's kind of us.
Yeah, that's kind of us. Yeah.
Some dinks prefer dino. Dual income, no offspring.
No offspring.
We went over that.
Yeah.
The public pronouncements represent a shift, says Zachary P. Neal, a psychology professor at Michigan State University, bullshit job, who studies child-free adults. Talk about a bullshit. I study child-free adults. Ew.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I can look myself in the mirror if it's out my job.
How was work today, honey? It was good. I was just looking at some more child-free adults. It sounds illegal.
Yeah.
Quote, it has been a very long time. It has been for a very long time a sort of stigmatized category, says Neil. There are all sorts of stereotypes, things like they're self-absorbed, they have no stake in the future, they're too focused on their career. But these days, dinks are leaning into the label thanks in part to the snowball effect of social media, Neil says, where dinks are finding safety in numbers. Quote,
great.
As some people start to openly identify as child-free, it creates an environment more open and welcoming. But on social media, parents are arguing that they do much of what dinks do just with kids in tow.
Sure.
Internet commentators and comedians have started using dinks as material. Quote, childless couples are even more annoying than the imaginary children they complain about not even having, says Lewis Spears, an Australian comedian. No, sorry, let me redo that. Childless...
That's a
childless couples are even more... I can't do an Australian accent.
He sounds hilarious. That sounds like a hilarious bit.
Yeah, this is a really good bit. Here's the second part of it. Quote, they don't seem to do anything with their free time except make videos about how much free time they have. It's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good. As a friend of the show as well. Well, yeah, I love his comedy. I look up to him. One couple posted a video on TikTok about the benefits and quirks of being dinks, including tidbits such as, quote, when we tell people we're going to Disneyland on vacation, they think we're weirdos.
No shit.
It drew 4,000 commenters, including some critics, but many declaring themselves dinks or one of many dink variations. Quote, that TikTok has solidified my feelings about being a dink. And knowing that it's okay, says Norell. Family doesn't have to be bloodline, Roberts adds. Ultimately, whether to have children is a decision that can evolve, says Holly Hummer.
Sure, you can always change your mind.
A Harvard University PhD candidate who studies women without children. I mean, what are these?
You used to call them barren. But here's the thing.
Selfish, barren women.
evil harpies. But anyway, here's the thing, Joe, is I don't care if you want to... Why does everything have to be labeled now?
Well, I'm a proud dink, Trent. Actually, I'm a sink.
You're a sink.
I'm a sink, and I'm tired. I want to let my sink flag fly.
Well, and you're only sinking lower. But
it is a dumb acronym that describes almost nothing. Just a guy in the world with a job.
Right.
What is sink?
Do whatever.
It's basically your way of saying you make a lot of money.
Right.
Because that term doesn't apply. Two people who are dating that don't have kids and are making 5 figures suddenly don't have an acronym.
Right.
They're just people that are dating.
Right.
But if you have over 6 figures, you go, we're dinks.
We're dinks.
And this is what we do. We went to Finland and we went to Brazil.
Yeah.
And we don't have a kid because... you know what? We don't like kids, and we want to treat ourselves. And I'm actually a dinkwad. So
well, I'm a dink actually, technically, because I have a day job at a gas station, and at night I work as a janitor. Would that count as being?
Yeah, I'll show you, fucking dink. I clock out of the coal mine, and then I drive a fucking cab around. How's that for dink? I'm just dinking my way through life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, pour one out for all the dinks that are working
dinks,
2 jobs.
The doinks, the ding dongs.
The doinks. God forbid we ever run into a doink.
Well, Joe, those people are annoy me.
Yep.
But here's somebody making a comeback who was considered wildly annoying by a lot of people. Not
That's
me.
right.
I actually enjoyed him, but I was the ripe age to
Well, you've
enjoy.
always been a champion of the underdog.
I've been a champion of the underdog. And you know that about me.
Yeah, I know that, and I think our audience knows that as well.
This is from the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, okay.
Headline: the most annoying thing in computer history hangs on.
Saying hanging on for dear fucking life.
Clippy, Microsoft's once reviled animated virtual assistant, continues popping up.
Did Clippy have a voice? Did we hear him?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the voice sounded like.
Hey, you look like you... It's just my voice.
You look like you're trying to copy paste.
Yeah, it's kind of, Clippy, Microsoft's unwanted, unloved office assistant.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I feel like you're getting a little carried away.
Mean.
Yeah.
Once listed as one of the Time's 50 worst inventions.
When Clippy becomes AI sentient, he's going to become the next Hitler.
Well,
the way we're talking about him.
That's actually happened.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, heaven forbid.
Well, he's experiencing a renaissance, Clippy.
Dear God.
You remember Clippy. He was the animated paperclip who would pop up uninvited in Microsoft Office to state the obvious and offer unwanted advice. Quote, "It looks like you're writing a letter. Would you like help?" Some found that annoying. He was later forced into retirement.
Wow.
But today, ugly Christmas sweaters featuring Clippy are listed for hundreds of dollars on eBay. In December, he showed up on a handmade sign at a Las Vegas esports tournament. Bullshit tournament. In September...
Yeah, for real.
In September, he was stolen from a New York bar.
What do you mean stolen from a New York bar?
They must have had like a statue of him or something. And in June, a software developer named Ayushman Bordoloi rebooted him as an AI chatbot.
Jesus Christ.
Thousands of people downloaded his Clippy app, which looked like the original, but had its chatting capabilities provided by OpenAI's GPT software.
They should give Clippy like a fucking a sexy R&B voice. Like, what's up, baby? You need help around this little bitch? I'll tell you where to go.
I like that.
Thanks, Clippy.
You just fucking
Come on, girl.
soak your office chair.
Yeah, exactly.
That AI incursion was a step too far for Microsoft, which has a long-standing love-hate relationship with the sad-eyed paperclip.
They say it's a step too far for them. Meanwhile, they're like in a basement creating like a cyborg that's like gonna rule the world.
Yeah, well, it's copyright infringement. That's the step too far.
That's the step too far.
A few months after he released his code, Bordelais received an email from Microsoft's trademarks team asking him to confirm his software was properly authorized. It wasn't, and Bordelais has since rebranded his chatbot as Paperclip, much to his chagrin. Quote, they're really just doing it for the name, which they don't use, and that's basically unfair, he said.
Now, I'm no legal expert, but Your Honor, I think you'll find that that's basically unfair.
This falls under the unfair clause.
You know what? Life's not fair.
Yeah. But this poor Clippy,
they should just buy this guy's AI and just, integrate it.
Yeah, well, I think they're working on their own thing.
Fuck them. They're like, we were going to do that anyway.
We were going to do that, so
we're going to do that, so this is a cease and desist.
But poor Clippy. I was a kid when Clippy first came on the scene, and you were too. Now a few years older, but the same. But we were basically the same.
Well, I saw the sort of prototype Clippy you didn't get to see in the 1930s. That he was sort of a newsie.
I always loved Clippy.
I don't remember having much of an opinion on Clippy.
Yeah, I thought he was a fun animated character.
Have you always loved animated characters?
I love animated characters. You know that about me. Everybody knows that about me. He would help me type in Microsoft Word.
Right. I liked Clippy. I liked Squidward. I liked He-Man.
Oh, He-Man.
Those are probably my top three.
Really? Yeah.
He-Man, Clippy, and Squidward.
Those would be my top three, but instead of He-Man, I would go Vegeta.
But
Clippy is number one.
Clippy's number one.
Yeah. For a character whose whole purpose is to help, Clippy has endured a lot of controversy.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, he killed a hooker. Now,
he had her body in the trunk of his car, right?
Yeah. From the start...
Did he get a lot of DUIs, too?
He got a lot of DUIs. It was not a good look.
Fuck you.
From the start, he was an underdog, said Kevin Atterbury, the graphic artist who created Clippy while working as a contractor for Microsoft in the mid-1990s. Clippy was one of 240 characters Atterbury and a group of designers whipped up from Microsoft. An attempt to make Microsoft software more human-friendly. That bombed in the mid-1990s. Microsoft software developers found him condescending and unhelpful.
Well, he was he was drinking heavily in the 90s, so he was sort of a condescending prick.
Well, yeah, but he was going through some things. He's a different paperclip.
Hit the lawsuit and then the alimony situation.
Quote, they all seem to have this huge disdain for Clippy.
Jesus.
Internally, Microsoft developers refer to him as TFC, that fucking clown.
Oh my God. TFC.
TFC.
Wow.
That fucking clown.
These dinks are throwing around TFC pretty loosey-goosey.
Yeah. So, by 2001... I believe pre 9/11.
I was gonna say, did Clippy fly a plane into a World Trade Center?
He had to make. Yeah, Clippy. He was given the pink slip in 2001.
Ugh,
yeah, you hate to see it.
It must have been the .com bust.
It might have been the
early
bust,
2000s.
Yes. After Clippy bombed, Atterbury, the guy who created him,
killed himself.
Was embarrassed. He was embarrassed about his creation. Fell into a deep depression.
I'm sorry, but it's really funny to fall into a deep depression. Imagine being his therapist. I'm in a Clippy depression.
He's meant to help people, but he ruined my life.
Have you considered moving on?
Well, he kept it out of his design portfolio. Quote, people did hate him. The press hated him. Everywhere you heard these slanderous things about Clippy, and I didn't want to be tied to him.
That sick son of a bitch!
He ruined my fucking life. One day, Atterbury was at a client's office when Clippy popped up on screen. Quote, I created that, he said. Most people don't like it. And then this guy, replied...
Can I tell you something? I created that.
Please, don't tell anybody.
He's like Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I have wrought unspeakable destruction on the earth.
Fucking blank behind the eyes.
Yeah. Now I am death.
Destroyer of worlds. So he said most people don't like it, and the client replied, I don't like it either.
Throws his fucking drink in his face.
Over 2 decades, Clippy has remained among Microsoft's most recognizable brands. He's popped up in The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live, and Family Guy. On Amazon, he is the subject of an erotic ebook of fan fiction titled Conquered by Clippy.
Oh, yeah, I've read that.
Its author, a London, Ontario writer who goes by the pen name Leonard Delancey, said he wrote the book as a more curvy follow-up to an erotic story about Tetris blocks.
What a fucking mongoloid.
Yeah.
Quote, should be locked away.
Yeah, quote, Clippy has that erotically appealing mix of being a bit annoying but also alluring, he said. He's a bad boy like Christian from 50 Shades of Grey, said the mentally ill man.
Why would they sit down with this guy and ask his opinion? This guy should have a lead block tied to his foot and then taken out to the middle of the Atlantic and thrown overboard.
Yeah, he should be one of those glass cases like Hannibal Lecter.
They should drop him down into the Mariana Trench to get him as far away from humans as possible.
Yeah, he's writing erotic books about Tetris blocks and Clippy.
They should send him into the stratosphere and then have the rocket explode.
Bertoloy, the maker of the Clippy AI program, thinks Microsoft made a mistake last year when it gave its latest AI technology the name Copilot. Quote, it just sounds kind of generic, he said. Clippy would be a lot better. Maybe, like so many revolutionaries, Clippy was just ahead of his time. Stanford's this guy named Reeves said, Clippy paved the way, showing people want to interact with computers in a human way, as seen with Amazon's Alexa and Apple's Siri. Quote, I think the way AI is being marketed now is absolutely the revenge of Clippy.
That just seems like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. The whole thing's bullshit.
Paved the way? They didn't pave the way for anything.
No, it didn't pave the way. I mean, there's multiple movies and stuff that already featured people interacting.
Everyone who was interviewed for that story is insane. It should be.
Yeah, they should all be shot in the ass.
They should all be sent to Alcatraz. Why won't they bring back Clippy? Well, you know who we might need some fucking AI assistance with?
The Duchess of Wales.
The Duchess of Wales, figuring out what the hell happened with this photo.
Yeah.
Well, this is from the Wall Street Journal, Trent. Story we're all familiar with now. Yes. Princess's photo labeled as doctored.
Jeez.
Several global news agencies pulled a photo released by Britain's royal family showing the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, along with her 3 children, with the Associated Press saying that the photograph appeared to have been manipulated. The photo, which the royal family posted Sunday on social media to commemorate Mother's Day in the UK, was the first official photo of Catherine since she underwent abdominal surgery in January.
Yeah.
She hasn't made a public appearance since Christmas Day, and her health has been the subject of growing public speculation in recent weeks.
Jeez.
The photograph released Sunday, she appeared to be seated in an outdoor chair, flanked by her younger son, Prince Louis, and daughter, Princess Charlotte, while her eldest, Prince George, wrapped his arms around her.
Yeah.
Quote, thank you for your kind wishes and continued support the last 2 months, wishing everyone a happy Mother's Day. It read.
Yes.
But the AP sent a so-called, quote, kill notice for the photograph, saying that at closer inspection, it appears that the source has manipulated the image.
It was doctored.
It was doctored. It was all doctored. Royal family members have had a string of recent health challenges. Last month, Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles III postponed his public engagements while he undergoes treatment for an unspecified type of cancer. The royal family has also said that Catherine wouldn't return to public duties until after Easter, which is March 31st.
Wow, like Jesus.
So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well,
something is off in Buckingham Palace.
Now, didn't you say there was some sort of didn't they have an excuse? What was their excuse? Because they didn't talk about.
They didn't cover it in that.
No, it was a brief.
Yeah. Well, her excuse when people eagle-eyed experts were looking closer into the doctor image, she didn't have a wedding ring on. They photoshopped her hand and her jacket and stuff.
Wow.
And she said Now, this is hilarious. She said, like many moms, I was experimenting with Photoshop.
What?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a novice, and I was just experimenting with
Just
Photoshop.
a woman who's clearly out of touch with all of humanity, living in a castle.
Yeah.
Like many mothers in the world, I was experimenting with Photoshop.
Yeah. It's just funny that that's the best excuse they could come up with. She's never...
The princess is experimenting with Photoshop at this time.
She would have somebody do that for her.
And she is certainly not dead. Certainly not dead.
Well, if we see her walking on Abbey Road with shoeless, that's a telltale sign she's probably dead.
That's true. Paul McCartney, friend of the show, welcome anytime.
Friend of the show, welcome
Died in
anytime.
1965. But here's my theory. I think that something went horribly wrong in the abdominal surgery,
Sure.
and now she's like a Frankenstein-type monster, like
Poor thing.
yeah, she's like strapped down on like the table, going like, like and then there's like tubes. It's like the mountain in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Where they just becomes this insane Frankenstein type thing.
Yeah.
And I think they don't know what to do yet, so they're putting out Photoshop. But she's getting stronger.
It's a possibility. Isn't that weird though? There seems to be a lot of like weird illnesses, secret illnesses. Like Jamie Foxx a while back, he was sick for a long time, and they
well, he's blind, Ray Charles.
Yeah, he was method acting. He poured acid into his face.
Yeah, definitely.
Nobody was sick. I don't know if you heard about this. He was sick
No.
for a while, and people were like, "What's wrong with Jamie Foxx?" They never said. And then they thought it was a clone. Now I don't believe that. But
Well, I think that's probably likely. I thought he was a clone.
yeah, a lot of people have way too much time on their hands.
I don't know.
But there's something fishy going on.
Something fishy. My suspicion.
But we pray for Kate. We wish her well.
In all honesty, I do think that she is a Frankenstein monster, and it's just they don't know what they've got all their engineers down there and scientists, and there's like green tubes going into her and shit, and it's like a mess.
Oh God, yeah, I hate to picture that because I love the royal family. I hate to see anything wrong with them.
Yeah, that would be that would be a blemish on the royal family's reputation. And you'd hate for something like that to happen.
You would hate to think of anything bad happening to the royal family.
What a great family.
Wouldn't wish that on anybody. Well, Joe,
no dinks in that family.
No dinks in that family, but there may be some dinks in this story.
Okay,
where people,
yeah.
This is from the Personal Journal, one of our favorite section of the Wall Street Journal. Headline: The vending life. Change they believe in. Little pun.
Change they believe. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yes.
change. Right.
How candy and soda machines became an unlikely trending investment.
We got to get in on this.
We do.
I can't cost much more than like a few, maybe 10 grand tops.
Less if you buy a used.
Oh, get it used.
Well, with a brick of cash in his hand.
You want to get them used because right when you take them off the lot, they go down. They lose about 25% of their value.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never want to get a new vending machine. Yeah.
With a brick of cash in his hand and a grin on his face, Jamie Ibanez shows his 500,000 YouTube subscribers a path to earning money without burning many calories. Vending machines.
Vending machines, damn it.
In videos with titles such as, "This is how much my vending machines made in 7 days," the swoopy-haired 23-year-old Texan makes the rounds to his 51 machines, stocking them and taking the profits.
See, he's got to stock them.
He's got to stock. That's where they get you.
That's where they get you. And you probably have to be the one-man complaint department when somebody goes, "What happened to the Chex Mix?
Yeah.
What happened to the Snickers?"
But could you imagine? Now we've visited our fair share of vending machines.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine dialing somebody up and complaining, or issuing a customer complaint about?
Well, tell me this:
No.
what happens when I buy a snack and it gets stuck in the rafters?
Yeah.
Do I call him or is there a service guy?
Well,
He probably needs a team of people he has to employ.
It actually says here that you're fucked.
I'm fucked.
This is a one-man operation. He
Wow.
doesn't have a team under him. He's got to go to let's see. He's got 51 machines. His YouTube channel promotes the idea that with diligence and luck, anyone can go from snacks to riches.
Jesus Christ.
Vending machines might seem an unlikely candidate for trending investments of the 2020s, but the idea has captured the imagination of Americans dreaming of easier money.
I just want my money easier.
Some pursue chips and soda as a side hustle because their regular paychecks aren't enough for them to get by. Others bet on vending machines as a ticket to upward mobility, to quitting their jobs and becoming their own boss.
Imagine meeting your girlfriend's family for the first time and they go, "What do you do for work?" Vending machines.
Vending machines.
I'm in vending machines.
I'm in vending machines.
I'm in love with your daughter. I'm in vending machines and I'm in love with your daughter. Sorry.
Before that, I'm my own boss. Before that, I worked I studied child-free adults. So the startup cost.
You just never blink.
The startup cost is low and the formula simple. Buy a used machine for $1,500, load it up with products from Costco, charge 100% markup, and let the crinkled dollars roll in. But turning a profit takes real work, and the machines can be a losing proposition when stuck in locations without enough hungry foot traffic. Now,
it's all about placement. You gotta have a vending machine in the right spot, like a high school cafeteria.
Sure.
Office.
Now, they never really, this is what I was curious about, and they never really get into it. But how do you put, you have to make a deal with the person, the high school or the office or the car dealership. But they never really talk about approaching that and what that cost.
Well, I think you walk in and you go, "Hi, my name's Carl.
Hi, my good man. I'm a vending machine salesman.
I'd like to speak to whoever's in charge around here."
Yeah, who's in charge of your vending machine?
Who makes the decisions?
Social media has fueled the notion of finding financial freedom in vending machines. Between 2019 and 2023, the number of posts or comments mentioning passive income and vending machines more than tripled on X, formerly Twitter, and increased by a factor of 6 on Instagram, according to Sprinkler, a social media management platform. Bullshit platform. Google search interest in passive income increased some 75% during that same period. Which is insane that people have YouTube channels solely dedicated
that is crazy.
to
vending machines.
Tips and tricks on making money with vending machines.
Yeah, with 500,000 subs.
Yeah. Some vending machine newbies say they are building an automated empire. Others' dreams get snagged like a bag of Funyuns on a faulty coil.
Yeah, so I imagine there's been people burned in the vending machine industry.
There's been people burned. We'll talk about one here. A couple.
Imagine meeting your girlfriend's family. Well, I was in vending machines for a while, but I got burned. So.
The market just isn't what it used to be.
So now I'm back to studying women without children.
One guy, he's doing all right, but he did make a mistake one time.
Happens to the best of us.
Well, yeah. So this guy relied on YouTube, Instagram, and Reddit to get going. At one point, he stocked the machine with orange soda against the advice he got in an online forum. When it didn't sell, he and his family had to drink 3 dozen cans themselves.
3 dozen?
3 dozen cans of orange soda. Now, I'm an orange soda fan.
Here's the thing. You could also, you don't have to drink them. It's just, what is 3 dozen? That's 3 12-packs? I mean, just what, okay, you lost $18. You don't have to be like, honey, drink the orange soda.
Also, soda, I mean, does it really go bad? It doesn't.
Also, why don't you? I mean, you don't need to drink soda. It's not good for you.
No, they had to. They had to
drink it up.
I like orange soda though. I love orange soda.
I like orange soda, but it's like once in every year and a half I'll have one.
Yeah. Tom, these people, they may be dinks. Tom and Missy Hakes of Midway, Alabama started vending
they're dinks.
After Missy, 40, saw videos on YouTube about the business. The idea seemed more appealing than their stints driving for Uber, shopping for Instacart, and trying to make it as YouTubers.
These people don't have a fucking clue in hell. I mean,
No.
they're trying every made-up form of income.
We're trying to make it as YouTubers.
Well, making it as YouTubers didn't work, so then we got into juggling. But now we're trying vending machines because we have worms in our brains.
The Hakes, who both have full-time jobs and health insurance,
DINKS.
scouted out locations in Atlanta, the closest big city, and 2 hours away. After their best lead fell through, they paid a woman they found on Facebook Marketplace $500 to find a location for them. So they're so lazy, they couldn't even drive 2 hours to Atlanta to find a location. They had paid somebody else to look.
These people are bad business people.
Yeah, to scout. Yeah.
But that's the reason they're in this. They go, we're so bad at business. If only we could just get these vending machines set up, we'd never have to worry again.
Right. She sent them 2 spots that didn't work out, including a cheerleading gym. The manager there was on board until she learned that the Hakes hadn't operated a vending machine before.
I like the idea of somebody being like, oh, you got no vending machine experience?
No experience?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, these guys are ding-dongs.
The applications are like, must have 10 years of vending experience.
So then they met somebody else, and they lied. They said they had a few machines.
I would lie too.
They then spent a month repairing a used machine they bought for $1,400, staying up on some nights until 2 a.m. God damn. The Hakes spent about $2,500 on their vending business, as well as 20 to 30 hours a week for much of last fall. They pay $50 a month to park it in the gym, and it costs about $330 to fill up. It is currently grossing about $30 a week.
Jesus, that sucks.
If anything,
$30 a week. It's so sad.
If anything, the income has been too passive, Tom said, because it's not
passive. It's real passive.
It's passive me by.
God, it's passive.
Because it's not really doing a lot of sales. If the machine isn't selling more by summer, the Hakes will consider leaving the location or perhaps vending machines overall.
Oh, you hate to hear that.
You hate to hear somebody give up on their dreams.
Well, who's going to trust them now that they have this write-up in the Wall Street Journal about how bad they are at vending machines? Imagine sucking at vending machines.
Yeah.
What a joke of a life.
God, it would be brutal. I couldn't live with myself. Hyping the vending machine dream predates the internet, though. The first machines in the U.S. sold gum and appeared on train platforms. How old do you think the first vending machine was?
Maybe, I bet it'd be pretty old. Maybe like the 40s.
1888.
Wow.
It sold.
I bet those were easy to rob.
Probably. Yeah.
Fucking elbow your way.
Yeah. It was on a train platform. They sold gum.
Made out of wood.
Yeah. In the 1940s, media outlets cautioned about get-rich-quick schemes promoted by unscrupulous agents involving vending machines.
Hell, now
A
we're
tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time.
In 1960, the magazine now known as Kiplinger Personal Finance warned of vultures in the business who promised that an $800 investment may produce $200 a month and that only a few hours of work a week are required to enjoy such rich pickings. So it's all the same. History repeats itself. It's now, instead of a magazine, it's YouTubers steering you down the wrong path.
Do not race into vending machines.
You can't. You gotta do your research. You gotta go to your local library.
Also, these
check
guys,
out all the books on
they do
vending
their
machines.
research on Reddit.
Yeah.
They're reading comments on YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's just they're reading the ramblings of evil people.
Yeah, the ramblings of lunatics and complete rejects.
Yeah.
Anyone who's talking about vending machines should not be trusted online.
Absolutely.
You need to go to a professional.
Yeah. you need to
go open up the phone book, find a vending machine consultant.
Right.
It's a real job.
It's also, you got to work your way up. You got to start with pinball.
Yeah,
gumball.
you're right. Gumball.
Then you
get raced into to Doritos.
You get, because it's too much. You got to focus on one specific
and
item.
then you probably got to buy the rights to all the snacks too. That's a nightmare. You're paying IP rights every month. Doritos, Snickers.
Oh, it's brutal. It's a brutal.
So people, it sounds
business.
like people are mostly losing money, except for that one 23-year-old fucking TikTok fuck
who's making out like a bandit.
Well, I bet the money is you got to have like 100 of them.
He's making, he's got to have a, well, he does have it. He has a lot, and he's also, I bet.
You can't just have one,
right.
and hope that's
he's also got the YouTube money.
Yeah, so he can throw cash at this shit.
Right, yeah.
It's a big startup, cost.
Yeah.
And then you cruise for the rest of your life on the
exactly.
vending machines.
Exactly.
If somebody stole one, you'd be kind of shit out of luck.
Well, if somebody stole one, you got to respect that. Stealing a whole vending machine.
You got to respect it.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like that family has a lot of strife. You know who else has strife?
Oh.
Some dinks out there. We're going to jump back into the dink world.
Oh, there's more dinks.
More dinks.
Wow.
Well, Trent, these are frequent flyer program members in the American Airlines program. And there's a lot of marital strife happening.
Jeez.
This is in the Wall Street Journal. American Airlines lets you buy your way to elite status, creating relationship minefields. Gil Sternbach had a crisis. A first world crisis, to be sure. But what else could you call being this close to qualifying for the highest frequent flyer status on your favored airline?
Wow.
And yet the deadline is days away, and you might miss it. Jeez. In late February, Gil, a 58-year-old CEO of a management consultant firm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, bullshit job, was a mere 650 points shy of exalted executive platinum.
Oh.
The sweet, coveted executive platinum. The top earnable status in the American Airlines loyalty program, which would qualify him for extra perks while flying until March 31st, 2025. Sure, he had already held the lower platinum status for life, but Gil is about goals. He figured, wrongly it turned out, that his wife Tracy would want to hear all about his predicament ad nauseum.
She doesn't give a shit.
Oh, no, she gives a shit.
Oh.
You'll see.
Oh.
Quote, I was going on about how I was so close to making it, he says. She looked at me and said, you're being totally selfish.
Really?
You see, Gil had blundered into a relationship minefield, the American Airlines Advantage program. You might be wondering how, or what
That's what I'm asking myself. How?
Well, each dollar spent on the linked cards converts to at least one loyalty point. Yeah. The deadline to earn for the following membership year is at the end of February. On March 1st, points reset to 0 and the race begins. This gamification has created a battleground. If both spouses, both dinks, have their own American Airlines Advantage accounts and credit cards, who gets to pay for the household expenses and rack up the points?
Yeah.
Therein lies the conundrum.
That's the question.
Because only one can be executive platinum.
Jeez. Oh, wow.
It turns out Tracy, a 59-year-old human capital management consultant.
Bullshit job.
Yeah, for what is human capital? That sounds scary. We got more humans. Was also on a points hunt. She's gold status, well below her husband's status. Well, I'm not happy about it, she says. I want the status too.
Step your fucking game up, honey.
Sorry, sugar. Why don't you start fucking swiping? Rather than Gil hogging all the points, the right thing to do, Tracy told him, would be to let her put all of the expenses on her Advantage Advantage cards.
So she can get the higher level. She can get the executive and be the same.
Well, no, just so she can catch up to his...
Catch up. That's what I meant, yeah.
Which he will retain even if he never earns another point.
Yeah.
He's locked that in. Like
He's locked
Gil,
in.
She'll be traveling a lot for work this year as well. Quote, I can't deny she's right, Gil says. Quote, now that this is on her radar, she'll watch it like a hawk, says Gil. Adding, I don't know if American is even cognizant of the fact that they're creating this strife.
You think they give a shit? They can barely fly a fucking plane.
They're going, yeah, fight. Not everybody sweat their car. They are aware.
Oh, they are aware.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
All part of the plan, Trent.
To cause marital strife.
Well, to pit everybody against each other.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer, as they say.
Sure.
It's not an entirely unintended consequence of the program design. Quote, we certainly don't want to sow marital discord, says Chris Isaac, director of the Advantage Travel Rewards. Quote, but some friendly competition is always good. It's all evil.
Yeah.
It's all part of their scheme.
Spin. Yeah.
Maybe you just need to spend a little more to catch up to them.
You're not doing enough, honey.
And meanwhile, guys are socking their wives. Ladies are throwing drinks in their husbands. Well, Brandy Frost, 50 years old, a neo-Nash... What the...
Neo-Nazi?
Neonatologist. Bullshit job. Elmhurst, Illinois says she and her husband, Scott Bradbury, 52, Vice President of Education for a medical site. Why do we need another jobs? They always say job, and it never adds to the story.
No.
Never adds to the story.
No, it doesn't.
Have a, quote, friendly competition of overachieving advantage status. She usually wins, but a few months ago... Oh, fuck. How long have I been out?
I don't know. I just noticed it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm back now. Fuck. I'll just restart that paragraph. Brandy Frost, 50, a whatever, and her husband have a friendly competition. She usually wins. But a few months ago, Brandy learned Scott's company was sending him business class to Brazil. Quote, that is when I knew he was going to beat me to executive platinum.
Ugh.
I was like, quote, you've got to be kidding me. I've been leading this whole time, and now you're going to beat me?
Jeez.
There's also friction in America's elite status community writ large. It's frequent flyers who've earned their status the old-fashioned way against the so-called frequent buyers who gained it without setting foot on an airplane. So it's a whole mess.
Wow.
They're all mad at each other.
I would be happy if my significant other reached executive status. This is the problem. Couples don't support each other anymore.
Well, you don't understand, Trent. No. Do you know what executive platinum means?
No, I don't.
I looked it up because they actually don't say.
Yeah.
And I go, what could be so great about executive platinum?
Oh.
Well, it allows you to upgrade to first class, but you can kind of do that with platinum and gold too. But what it really gets you is the lounge.
Oh, well, you say no more. I'd throw my wife under the fucking bus.
Oh, yeah. I'd throw her into oncoming traffic. Yeah. I want the lounge.
Wow, the lounge.
The coveted. It's the mecca.
Airport lounge.
Of the airport.
It is the mecca of the airport. You hear everybody talk about the lounge.
Oh.
But here's the thing, Joe. I want to be with a common man. I want to be...
You say that until you try the lounge.
You're right.
And then you'll never fucking go back.
Sweet, sweet lounge.
Yeah, they gotta
fucking spit on people as they walk by.
They're serving you a fucking martini. You're smoking a cigar. They got a flight attendant sucking your cock.
Yeah, I'm going to the lounge.
It's crazy. It's next level. Guys scrubbing your feet. They're wiping your ass.
Yeah, you're right.
God, they lick your balls real nice.
Lounge.
You'll never go back.
I'd never look another person in the eye again.
No.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely no.
Well, Joe, our final story.
Wow.
There's a big fight happening. Coming up.
Not just in the homes of the American Avera.
Not just in the homes of dinks around the world.
This a couple dinks here.
Is from the Wall Street Journal. Oh. Headline: Netflix puts big bet on live boxing with Mike Tyson facing Jake Paul.
My God. Now, Jake Paul, famous YouTuber. Mike Tyson,
famous boxer.
Famous boxer.
Maybe the most famous. Well, it's a toss-up.
Yeah. And then, George Foreman?
George Foreman, Muhammad Ali.
George Foreman, famous for the grill.
Famous for the grill.
Muhammad Ali, right? Yeah, Muhammad Ali might be number one.
Netflix is putting on the gloves and stepping into the ring. In its latest foray into live sports, Netflix will live stream a boxing match between former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson and YouTube star turned boxer Jake Paul. The fight is one of the company's most significant moves into live sports streaming. On Sunday, it streamed a tennis exhibition featuring Rafael Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz called the Netflix Slam. In January, Netflix said it was ramping up its investment in live sports, announcing a $5 billion multi-year deal with the WWE.
Oh, you're a big fan of WWE.
I'm a fan of the WWE. Yes. The fight is set for July 20th at AT&T Stadium.
Mark your calendar.
In Arlington, Texas. I've already marked it.
Circle a big red pin.
Yeah. I had an audition at the Cellar. I said no.
Shove it. Can it. Can it all.
I have to watch the big fight. Netflix didn't disclose how much Tyson and Paul would be paid. Representatives for Tyson and Paul didn't return a request for comment. Streaming companies have been chasing the often lucrative world of sports broadcasting for some time, adding more live events to their platforms as one of the rare types of program people watch live.
Wow.
Adding to the spectacle is a significant age gap. Paul is 27 years old, while
Mike Tyson's like 60 by now.
He'll be 58 at the time of the match.
58?
58.
Jesus Christ.
Now, George Foreman...
But he's got that old man strength. That's scary.
I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
George-
He looks fucking...
George Foreman, he retired at 58.
Oh, he got into grills.
Yeah. Many people took to social media to comment on the age difference. Some admonished Paul for boxing someone so past their prime, while others said they would never think of stepping in the ring with former heavyweight champ despite his age. I wouldn't.
You know.
No. And the thing is...
I would face Jake Paul, but not Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Well, Jake Paul... He's good. He's a good boxer, but he's never really... as far as I know, he's never really faced a professional boxer before.
Didn't he fight somebody? He fought somebody.
An MMA fighter.
But I thought he fought a boxer.
Maybe he did, but I don't remember. Since becoming a professional boxer in 2020, Paul has amassed a 9-1 record with 6 knockouts. Most recently, he defeated Ryan Borland in a first-round technical knockout on Saturday. He is known for his social media presence, having amassed nearly 26 million Instagram followers and 20.5 million YouTube subscribers.
It's not that many.
One of the most feared boxers of all time, Tyson was 50-6 with 44 knockouts during his professional career. However, his last professional fight was a 2005 loss to Kevin McBride.
How many YouTube subs does he have?
It doesn't mention his YouTube subs. I'm sure he has quite a few.
How many Instagram? He probably got a lot of Instagram
Yeah, he has a lot of Instagram
We'll see who has more.
Yeah. Tyson fought in a 2020 exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr., which ended in a split draw. The undercard featured Paul in his second fight ever, knocking out former NBA player Nate Robinson.
Now, what about this?
Yeah.
What about a fight to the death? That would have the most views of anything ever.
Views.
Could you imagine? The stakes can't be higher.
That would be absolutely wild, Joe.
We could. Do you think they do that anywhere in like a little private Illuminati circle?
I bet they do. Yeah.
I bet they do too.
They also probably hunt humans, the most dangerous game.
The most dangerous game.
But here's what I think is interesting about this fight. I think there's a lot riding on this, Joe.
Because Netflix is
forget
big
Netflix.
Oh.
Throw Netflix out the window.
Couldn't be happier.
Here's my take.
Okay, lay it on me.
If Mike Tyson loses this fight, this will be the final death nail in the coffin of the country.
Of the whole country.
We will lose all hope forever.
Why is that?
I just think Mike Tyson, he's the most respected man in boxing, and then he's losing to a YouTube star. I mean, how can you have hope? The country is running.
58. He's 58.
Sure.
Here's what I think. Yeah. I think that it's huge for Mike Tyson because if he wins, then he can retire permanently. Yeah. I'm sure he's already retired. Yeah. But then he could say, I beat the fucking old guys. Right. I beat the new guys. Yeah. I'm the greatest. Sure. But on the other hand, if Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, it's not as impressive because he's 60. He's a 60-year-old man.
It's impressive, and it's depressing. If Mike Tyson wins, this could unite the country. This could turn the country around. This could be like 9/11, the week after 9/11. We're all celebrating. We're all hugging each other.
Best week of my life. Yeah. Best week of my life.
We all have American flags sticking out of our car
People
windows.
talk about that period like it was a good thing.
Well, it brought us together, Joe, against one enemy, an entire race of people.
The Middle East, an entire subcontinent.
No, but I think if Mike Tyson wins, this will turn the country around. If he loses, kiss America goodbye. That's my final statement.
You know what I hope to see? I don't know if I quite sign off on your take, but you know what I'd love to see? Another ear.
Oh, another
year. Maybe Jake Paul fucking take a chunk off Mike Tyson's ear.
Now that would be a
taste of his own medicine.
Well, that would cause riots in the street.
I want to see an ear. Maybe a nose, maybe some cartilage. Yeah. Anything that's got some cartilage, give it a bite. Give it a spit.
Give him a taste of his
own
Netflix.
Medicine. Yeah. So, I'm excited for that. July 20th. It's on the calendar.
July 20th. We'll be live streaming. We'll be commentating.
We should do it. We should do a live stream of it. Of course, we'd have to get a live stream going. That'd be the hardest part.
That would be we'd have to figure.
We just have a laptop here.
Yeah.
Well, that has been another episode of the Echo Chamber Podcast with Joe and Trent. I, of course, am Joe. Right now, signing off.
And I'm Trent, signing out.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
I forgot to do the like and subscribe thing.
That's all right.